Can you tell me what would be the cost of 25 eggs if you know that a dozen eggs cost 36 rupees? Well, let's see. We know that a dozen eggs cost 36 rupees. So what is one dozen here? We have this term one dozen. Now one dozen means 12 eggs. So a dozen means 12. So one dozen eggs means 12 eggs. That is, you're given that price of a dozen eggs is 36. That is, price of 12 eggs is 36. This is what is given to you. So we know that price of 12 eggs is 36 rupees. Now what we want to find is the cost of 25 eggs. So applying unitary method, you can find the cost of 25 eggs. How? We'll first find the cost of 1 unit, that is 1 egg. So we know price of 12 eggs is 36. We want to find first the price of 1 egg. 1 egg would be this 36 has to be divided equally among 12 eggs. That is cost of 12 eggs divided by 12. We know cost of 12 eggs is 36 divided by 12, which gives me 3. So what I get is that price of 1 egg is 3. So 1 egg is for 3 rupees. Now I can find the cost of 25 eggs. So for 12 eggs, the cost is 36 rupees. And for 1 egg, we found that the cost is 3 rupees. So what you can see from here is, as the number of eggs are decreasing, the cost is also decreasing. That is, if I decrease the number of eggs from 12 to 1, the cost is also decreasing. 12 eggs costed 36 rupees, whereas cost of 1 is just 3 rupees. Now we have to find the cost for 25 eggs. We know the price of 1 egg is 3. So 25 eggs would cost me price of 1 unit into 25. So cost of 1 egg into 25. Now I know that the cost of 1 egg is 3 rupees into 25. So this gives me 75 rupees. So I get the price of 25 eggs to be 75 rupees. Now again let's see the number of eggs in cost. We know that 1 egg was for 3 rupees and 25 eggs is for 75 rupees. That is, now I'm increasing the number of eggs. And what about the cost? The cost is also increasing. So if I increase the number of eggs, the cost is increasing. So this is what we had seen. 12 eggs cost 36 rupees. 1 is for 3 rupees and 25 eggs is for 75 rupees. Now, as the number of eggs were decreasing, the cost was decreasing. As the number of eggs were increasing, the cost was also increasing. This is what we know. Now let's try to see the ratio of this decrease in the number of eggs and this decrease in cost. This is nothing but 12 is to 1. 12 is to 1, the decrease. And what about this? This would be 36 is to 3. Further, what I can see is that there's a common factor 3 in both the terms. So I can write it in simple form by dividing both the terms by 3. That would give me 12 is to 1. So what you can see is that here also the ratio of decrease in number of eggs is 12 is to 1. The ratio of decrease in cost is also 12 is to 1. So what I observe is that the ratio is 12 is to 1, or I can say that the ratio of decrease in the number of eggs is equal to the ratio of decrease in the cost. This is what I get. Now let's observe the second thing. That is, if I'm increasing the number of eggs, what is the ratio of increase in the number of eggs? This is nothing but 1 is to 25. Let's find the increase in the cost also now. As number of eggs are increasing, the cost is also increasing. Now the ratio of increase of cost here is 3 is to 75, which is again 3 is a common factor. So this is again equal to 1 is to 25, dividing both the terms by 3. Does not affect my ratio, so I get 1 is to 25. So what again you can observe is 1 is to 25, 1 is to 25 here also. That is that the ratio of increase in number of x is equal to the ratio of increase in the cost. So this is what I get. So both the ratios turn out to be equal. That is, if I decrease the ratio of number of x, then the cost also decreases in the same ratio. And if I increase the number of x in a ratio, then the cost also increases in the same ratio. So this is what I call as direct proportion. Direct because increasing one increases the other, decreasing one decreases the other. And why proportion? Because two ratios are equal. When two ratios are equal, we say that it is in proportion. So here I have one ratio which is equal to another ratio. So I can say they are in proportion. Further, since increasing one increases the other and decreasing one decreases the other, so I can say they are in direct proportion. So this is what I wanted to find now. We were given initially the cost of 12x, that is a dozen x, which was 36, and we wanted to find the cost of 25x. Now we went all the way through unitary method, but now we know that number of x and cost are in direct proportion. So we can straight away apply proportionality and solve it. How can we do that? Let's see. We know that they are in direct proportion. So let us say that cost here is x. Let us assume that the cost which we do not know is a variable x. This is what we need to find. Now since the ratio of here the x are increasing, so ratio of increase should be equal to the ratio of increase of cost. Ratio of increase in the number of x should be equal to the ratio of increase in the cost. So what I can say is ratio of increase in the number of x is 12:25. Now this would be equal to ratio of increase in cost, which is 36 to, let's say this is x, so it would be 36 to x. Now when two ratios are equal, we already know that it's in direct proportion, so I can convert this equality sign to proportionality. This is what I get. Now I know when things are in proportion, then product of extremes is equal to the product of means. So these are the extremes and these are the means. So product of extremes would be equal to the product of means. Hence I can say that 12 into x, which is 12x, would be equal to 25 into 36, the product of means. (25 times 36, the product of means. From here I can find x, which would be 25 by 36 divided by 12. Now 12 3s are 36. So this gives me 25 times 3, which is equal to 75. So I can see 12x would be product of means, which is 25 into 36. Further, I saw that x turns out to be 75. So this is what we had found through unitary method, and again applying direct proportion we can easily find it, because we know that since the number of x and cost are in direct proportion, just write the proportionality, which is this directly, and from here using the product of means is equal to the product of extremes, you can find the value of x. Now, if I give you 60 rupees, how many eggs will you be able to buy from that, knowing that a dozen costs 36? Again, we know that number of eggs and cost are in direct proportion. So, this is what we know, that 12 eggs cost 36. We do not know the number of eggs we wish to buy, but we know that we have 60 rupees and you want to find number of eggs you can buy with 60. So again, what you can say is, let this be x. The unknown, let it be x. So we know that ratio here, that is 12:x, would be equal to or would be in proportion to 36:60. Because they are directly related, direct proportion. So from here simply what I can say is product of means, which is 36x, would be equal to 12 times 60. Further, x would be 12 into 60 by 36. Now 12 3s are 36 and this is 20. So x turns out to be 20. That is, you can buy 20 eggs with 60 rupees.